Hello, Veronica. Thank you for allowing me to do your birth card chart reading. I have all of your cards pulled here, and you definitely have a very interesting and diverse lineup. I'll go ahead and start with your rising sign. So, your rising sign is how you're going to appear when you first meet people. So, it's a first impression, and it's also like in new experiences and kind of a sprinkle over your personality. So you have your rising in the fiery sign of a Leo. Now, this is one of my favorite rising signs. This is engages enthusiastically, expressive personality, gets attention. You might notice that everywhere you go, people seem to be drawn to you and they seem to pay attention to you. Some people might even accuse you of being attention seeking, but that's not the case. This is just your natural energy, and haters gonna hate. Hey. Um, Another thing, Leo risings can tend to be extra and dramatic, maybe wearing like very elaborate clothes or like fashion accessories or something in some type of way. You're going to be dramatic and extra with it. So live your best extra life, girl. Also, Leo risings have a light and a warmth. So it's ruled by the sun. So it's warm and sunny. Next, we have your sun sign, which your sun is your actions and how you want to be seen in the world and how you go about doing things. So, you're probably already familiar with your sun sign. You have it in the earth sign of Taurus, and earth element is practical, grounded, down to earth type of energy. So, this is exists dependably, slow, steady, and practical, like sensual things. Tauruses are notorious for loving, tasting good foods or feeling like nice materials on your skin or smelling nice scents. Just anything that arouses the five senses is a Taurus thing. Um, Also, they can have a fixed mentality, aka you might be a little hard headed and not easily swayed. Trust me, I have tried and tried with the Taurus energy, and they stick strong to, what they want. Also, you could have possessive tendencies. Taurus comes out of the second house, which covers values, and I like to call it treasures, so material things. So you might be kind of possessive with your stuff or even, people. Next, we're going to have your moon sign. So your moon is your inner self and your emotional nature and your reactions. So you have it in the water, which represents emotion and intuition, the water sign of Cancer. So I do want to mention that this is actually one of the most powerful manifestation planets. So if you're not already practicing the law of attraction, I would encourage you to, practice that and research that more and apply that in your day-to-day life because you are powerful, girl. So this is feels openly, deals with fluctuating moods. Now, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is always changing. So, Cancers can reflect that with their always changing moods and always initiating and creating new ways of adapting to this fluctuating energy. So, also, it's like I said, this is an emotional placement, emotional energy, and having dealt with that your entire life, by now you might have come to a place where you actually have pretty good emotional control, and so I have emotionally controlled here. You're natural nurturer and protector, and might have sentimental tendencies. So you might have hold on to memories and have little keepsakes from throughout the years. Friendship bracelets or gifts from old loves or old songs. Like Cancer energy is very sentimental, and the moon is at home here, so it's right where it wants to be. So it's a great placement. Next, we have your Mercury, and your Mercury is how you think and communicate and speak, and you have it in the air sign of Gemini, which is intellect and logic. So, a Gemini Mercury speaks intelligently, they're quick witted, eclectic interests, a bias towards logic, can be impressionable. Uh, And Mercury is at home here too. So Mercury is right where it wants to be. So you have a lot of nice placements going for you. Next, we'll talk about your Venus. Now, your Venus is how you love and what you love, and you have it again in Cancer. And this is an energy that I'm intimately familiar with, so I feel confident speaking about this one. Like we said, Cancer, just a moment. Okay, so like I mentioned, Cancer loves sentimentally. They can be cautious in love. There is a quote from one of my favorite astrologers, Dolo the Pilot Man, where he's talking about Cancer Venus, and he says, I will care. Cancers can care a lot, but I will not love, because if I love, I will put up a shell. So Cancer is represented by that crab with that tough outer shell to protect that sweet inside. So you can be cautious in love. And another thing too, you can let me know if you relate to this or not, but I feel like Cancer Venuses are a sucker for vulnerability. So they're always going to fall for somebody who has a little bit of that tragic touch and looks like they need to be mothered or nurtured a little bit. It's part of the Cancer energy. So let me know if that's true for you or not. Cancer Venus can also is also caring and nurturing, and they can have trouble letting go. Next, we're going to have your Mars placement. So your Mars is how you take action, how you go for your goals, your ambition, your drive, your anger, your sex drive. So you have it in the earth element of Virgo. So Virgo acts precisely. They will have a detailed plan to get what they want. Also, if they need to get revenge or something like that, they might have a detailed plan to work that out as well. They can be good at multitasking. They might take on too much at times. They utilize rationality, rules, and structure, and they're critical when stressed or angry. So that could be like your go-to weapon is to be critical. So next we're going to talk about the houses. So that was all the characteristics of your personality and the energy of it. The houses are actually going to be where this energy plays out the most in your life. So you have your sun in the 10th house, which we can see is represented by a woman walking up the stairs, climbing that ladder to success. That's what that's about. The name that I am using for the 10th house is status. So you have your sun there. And the nickname for this placement is going to be the orchestrator. Next, we have your moon, and it lands in the second house. And like we said, your moon represents your emotions and your inner self. To me, it's your most true self. You have it in the seventh house, which represents mostly relationships and partnerships, represented here by this wedding ring. So you might have had a lot in your life where your emotional security was dependent upon relationships and how you were relating to others. Now that you have grown up into adulthood, you might have, started to drift away with that and done some work to find that security on your own. But anyways, getting off topic there. So the nickname for this placement is going to be the relationship junkie. Don't you love those, girl? And then next, we're going to have your Mercury, how you think and communicate. And you have it again here in that 10th house. So you're probably thinking a lot about your goals and the next step to get what you want, to reach, where you want to be in life and things like that. You also might be talking to others a lot about their goals and the steps that they're taking to build up their foundation for their success, whatever that means to them. And the nickname for this placement is going to be Miss Motivator. So you might be always like encouraging your friends and motivating others too to go for their goals and go for their dreams. Next, we're going to have your Venus. So you have your Venus, the planet of love, in the 6th house, which we can see here it's represented by a to-do list. So it's about planning, organization, day-to-day routine, work, health. So you might love routine. You might love, health checkups. You might have a very healthy diet, or you could be on the vice versa of that, where you completely, are a mess with routines and everything like that. So the nickname for this placement is going to be the picky lover. Because Virgo is all about perfection. That's why they're analyzing all of the details, and that's what it's all about, is finding the perfection. And you have to be careful with having your Venus in the sixth house, because you might tend to do that to people and to your lovers, and really, like, nobody's perfect, right? And also on the flip side of that, you might choose companions who are kind of like fixer uppers, that you think that you can fix them. Um, Next, we're going to have your Mars. And your Mars is your drive and your ambition, and how you take action. And you have it in, I'm on lunch right now, so boundaries. um, you have it in the first house, which is represented here by a mirror, and it's all about self and personality. So whatever's in the first house, person has planets in that first house, like, we're gonna see this from them. So we're gonna see your passion, we're gonna see your drive, we're gonna see your anger, likely with having Mars in the first house. And the nickname for this placement is going to be the aggressive trailblazer. So a trailblazer is somebody who is not afraid to go in there and first get the job done, pave that pathway for everybody in the back. And a lot of times they take a lot of arrows and stuff, being a pioneer, doing that. But that's the first house energy, and they're, it's aggressive, so they're assertive about it. So that was your birth chart card reading. Of course, there's a whole lot more to astrology than that, and this is just a fun little quick card reading. But let me know what you think, okay? And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Don't be shy, okay? Thank you, Veronica.